We learned these songs last week. love good traditions. This song is not about those traditions, it's about the bad traditions. I don't have to live a 1950s fucking life. Fuck that shit. Suck my dick. This is about destroying bad traditions, keeping the good ones. Stone Age, seal of approval. One, everyone, we need to stop being pussies about movement and hardcore shows. This music has been around for 40 fucking years. We need to not be offended. We need to understand when we're in this room. We gotta be on guard. No matter what show, if there's 1,000 people, 20 people, be on guard. On the other half of that, we gotta not be a bunch of thugs. We don't even like hardcore. We just come here to brawl. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that shit. Hate that shit. Hate that thug shit. Keep that out of the hardcore scene, the punk scene. Yeah, we're gonna get beat sometimes, so it's fine, we're gonna get hit, no one gives a shit. We don't need to come here to fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's fight clubs and shit, I don't know, it's more constructive. Take out the trash! Take out the trash! all the thrash metal heads if anyone's here.
Needing a moment.
Here's Mark takes it down.
With a heavy fist.
cause of death? Someone. In the U.S. Someone.
Cardiac disease.
Wait, what?
Number one cause of death.
Heart disease. Suicide.
Thank you, Laz. Heart disease. What's number two?
Suicide. Heart attack.
No, that was number 1.
Oh.
What's number 2?
Suicide.
Nope.
Cancer.
Is that the Canada? Who said cancer? Cancer, yes. Okay. If you know me, if you know my music. My mind is blown that we are living this far forward in society, and yet we twiddle our feet, and we don't talk about it, we don't want to talk about the sound, it's too tough. Dude, this shit's gotta stop. Like, this shit's gotta stop. You've seen my posts, they're not fake. They're 100 years ago, heart disease, less than 5% of the population, now at 0. 50! 50! Half of us are gonna die from that shit. That is fucking dumb, okay? And cancer, less than 5% population, at 0. Every other one of us is gonna get some form of cancer. But the large majority of us do not have to put up with that. We do not have to. Lifestyle, this isn't to be a dick, this is to be like, oh, you're gonna change better. This is to be like, life, we have to start, I'm saying we have to take responsibility for our actions at this point. We have to realize the food that we're eating, are we exercising, are we sleeping, do we have good relationships, are we honest with ourselves, are we surrounding ourselves, are we having fun in our lives? We have to do all these things, you know what I'm saying?
Hardcore.
Yeah. And you hear me bark about food a lot, and it's true because, it's like building a house. Like, when you're gonna build a house with no foundation, like food is not the only fucking thing here, but it is a huge part of it. How are you supposed to thrive and not get heart disease and cancer and dementia and arthritis and all this chronic and autoimmune disease when you're keeping yourself in a chronic state of inflammation all day, every day, when you're clogging your arteries, when we're stuffing our faces to the point where we forget who our kids are eventually. And I think the point is too that it's not like, okay, the average American spends 9.4 years, the last 9.4 years of their life debilitated. Someone's changing their fucking diaper. It sucks. We don't need to go through that shit. It's 2023, you know what I'm saying? That's not fun. We don't want to do that. So, it's not just that. It's not just about lifespan. It's about health span, the quality of our life between now and then. And you don't want, people don't understand. The things you can do right now can make a big difference how you feel next week. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel good next week, if you dial in your nutrition, you're going to dial in, you're going to feel better. You're going to naturally move more, exercise more. Thus, you're going to sleep better. They're going to work together. You're going to become a completely different person, whether you like it or not. And that leads to everything around you. Good influence for everybody around you. You're going to do better at your job. You're going to do better at your social life. You're going to have, let's back up though. The way we got here right now is because all of us, me included, since we were little kids, we're taught that we live for pleasure. We have to live for artificial pleasure. We're familiar with the word dopamine. Yes, dopamine, neurochemical associated with rewards and everything. Since we were little kids, we're living our lives for artificial dopamine hits. And it's coming from the biggest thing. They were all sugar, added sugar. You know what I'm saying? Please process the standard American diet. Do people know what that means? Do you have an idea? It just boils down to 2 things. Excess animal product consumption and ultra-processed foods, period. Don't let anything but any stupid diet fad ad you see on Instagram or any of that crap confuse you. It's just those 2, the biggest culprit, the common denominator, that are fucking us all. And so, let me be clear on how we get out of this, okay? We're in this mess. We're living for this artificial dopamine spike that we get from these processed foods and so on and so forth. How do we get out of this? Well, processed foods, namely salt, oil, sugar. And this is fucked up that I'm talking about this at a hardcore show, but this is what I do. This is what I do. Get to know me, as used to be said. Anyways, thankfully, it's not 1963, it's 2023. We have so many good resources. So what we're doing is we are making foods that, instead of loaded with salt, we're using spices, we're using nutritional yeast, vinegar, something that's very close to sodium on the taste buds. And dude, I was crazy for that. I was bad. My homies know. My homie is bad. And that I use that for the sodium aspect. For the oil, salt, oil, sugar, the biggest processes. For the fat, I'm using avocados, I'm using nuts, I'm using stuff like that. That's a healthy way instead of oil. And then for sugar, I'm using stuff. date sugar, date syrup, all that stuff. And you're gonna notice that the food is still enjoyable, the food is bomb. Actually, there's literally brownies on the table back there. There's like 3 or 4 left if anyone wants to try what I'm talking about. There's a few out there still. We feasted before the day. But you get the pleasure from these foods. But it's not an artificial dopamine spike, like I need this, you know what I'm saying? We're taught that everything has to be pleasure, artificial pleasure. And hell, I can guarantee you, every single one of you, your life is more interesting than that. I think, what do they say? Like, what's the saying? Like, opportunity's not equally distributed, talent is. Like, you're all good at something, you know? If you don't have a band yet, you've got a great band, but maybe you need to get one going. You know, like maybe oh yeah, that's what I like to hear. You know, you're all good at something, and then when you get away from this processed junk, you have time and you have energy to get at the things that are more fulfilling in life, and you can live life, and you're getting, everyone needs dopamine. Actually, if you have dopamine deficiency, that's called Parkinson's disease. You don't want that either. But what I'm saying is we're doing these things, and we're starting to live real life, finding what we're good at, and we're making these delicious foods that reward us. And it's easy. Once you escape what's called the pleasure trap, dude, that's where it's at. And my favorite saying is like, you don't know how good it is to feel good until you feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. If you visit a physician, make sure your physician is focusing on the root cause of your problem. That's the problem. This is, Frank and I were just talking about this on the drive. It is so profitable to keep people sick and to not talk about the cause. Let's just pill them up, you know what I'm saying? And hey, I'm not anti-medication. Some people need that in certain circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Especially people that are deep down the hole. But yo, look at the natural way, the way you can do the best you can. And dude, fucking the majority of the problems out there that everyone's suffering for, it's nutrition, it's exercise, it's sleep, it's having fun in life, you know what I'm saying? It starts with nutrition, and it goes from there, and it builds into something beautiful. It's your choice. You have to want it, and I'm going to say 2 last things. 2 resources that I use all the time, because my family is starting to do this stuff, and we're noticing benefits already, and friends are too. 2 resources you can do. One is called the Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show. Everything is, dude, I'm talking cakes, cookies, sandwiches, brownies, lasagnas, dude, whatever you want. There's a whole food plant-based way to do it. Delicious. Now, I don't want boring shit. People are like, a lot of people are like, oh, how do I eat twigs and rocks? Like, dude, come on. Like, no. The Whole Food Plant-Based Cooking Show, and another one on Instagram and YouTube called Healthy Vegan Eating. Those 2, dude, blowing me away. It's like recipes coming out every day. It blows my mind. And then you form your own healthy communities. And now, you and I share recipes freaking every other day, you know what I'm saying? And this becomes fun, you know what I'm saying? Because you do better, you feel better, and you're not losing anything. I don't feel like I'm going without anything at this point in life, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm off, at this point, I'd like to get off drugs. It's not foods. Sugar is not food. Salt is not food, it's drugs. And I'm not saying that from a paranoid place, it's a drug, it's a mind-altering drug. We have to get away from these poisons if we're ever going to live constructive lives and live our best, you know what I'm saying? That's what's stopping everyone from slimming down to the weight they want to, exercising, having the energy, the clarity they want to, lift that brain fog. Everyone's capable of it. Everyone. And I'm sorry for talking so long. This is just so important to me, and I hope it's important to, if it's important to one person in this room, it's worth everything. So thank you guys for listening. We got 2 songs left on the first album. We are more. last part of the night. Everybody is side to side. Everyone that's left. Let's go. Yeah. Left it. Hardcore is my home. Thank you. Yo, make some noise for Joe from Boston on bass. This guy is the shit. Dependable year after year. I fucking love this dude. Unsung hero of Boston right there. Yo, back here on the drums, Mark G. Played in every fucking band on the planet. Way overqualified to play with me. But yo, my best friend since childhood, Frank Norton be on guitar. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you to this venue. To see you guys going on right now is like nothing else. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Cheers.